Hello, it is Thursday, May 19th, 2022. I'm Chris Remo, and welcome back to the New York Times Crossword Daily Solve. It is a Thursday puzzle, so we've got something perhaps obscure or unusual about the theme in store for us today, and this obscure or perhaps unusual edition of the Daily Solve has been brought to us by Bradley Pirtle, Alex, and as always, the inestimable Hood Monster, and the invaluable Timothy Mark. So thank you so much to the four of them, benefactors of the Daily Solve Patreon campaign, for directly supporting this channel. And thank you to everybody who has backed the Patreon campaign at any level. I do very much appreciate that support. If you'd like to join, you can find that at patreon.com/dailysolve. And there you can find all of the bonus videos that have gone up on the channel to date, as well as the new ones that go up each week. You can also join the Daily Solve Discord chat server. The link is in the description field underneath the video. And you can subscribe to the channel. Thank you to everybody who has done so. I very much appreciate that as well. We can help the YouTube robot recommend this channel to more people, so thank you. And that's that. Let's move on to the puzzle. Shouldn't waste any time. We may have to solve a complicated theme today. That is what Thursday puzzles tend to be, if you are not familiar with that convention. And this Thursday puzzle was constructed by Alex Rosen, who has constructed a small handful of puzzles for the New York Times, and it was edited, as always, by Will Shorts. So let's start solving, as the prompt suggests. Fuel efficiency letters, presumably MPG, miles per gallon. And sophisticated ladies. Sophisticated. I'm not sure exactly what that is looking for. Queen Elizabeth's husband, the late Prince Philip. And prefix with pod could be gastropod, maybe? Presumably there are other prefixes that would work here, but that G suggests that to me. And then that's it. Aha. Looks correct. Let's go back to the acrosses. They may join in a circle. Circle of fifths, a circle of friends is what? Kind of this. I mean, too many options, but it could end with an S. Refine in a way. Refine in a way. So the in a way makes me think it's not refine as in refining ore or something like that, because that would be very straightforward and probably wouldn't call for the in a way. So what would this be? Shape, maybe? You could refine something in a way, you could shape it. Not sure. Big box hardware chain. Not sure about that either offhand. Model Campbell. I don't know. Cricket fields and badminton racket heads for two ovals. We have the Oval in London is a famous cricket field. Plot points. Plot points, and there's a question mark here indicating a bit of punnery or wordplay. So I wonder if this means plot on a graph, as in dots, plot dots on a graph. Could that be what this means? Big box hardware chains. Chains, sorry, not chains. I'm not sure. Therefore, I'm not very confident about dots, although it probably does end in an S. Interrupt, or what to do as you enter the answer to the previous clue. So what is the previous clue? Punishes. Interrupt. Punishes. Disciplines. Interrupt. So could there be something like removing letters from this, or maybe cramming letters into a rebus and then barge in or interrupt? What do you cut in? Cut in. Cut in. There you go. To interrupt is to cut in, and we are literally going to cut the letters IN in from disciplines. And that creates a valid word unto itself. Disciples. Look at that. All right, so I think that's what's going on with our theme today in the Thursday puzzle. That was very clever. So to interrupt somebody is to cut in, and we're going to remove in. Now, I don't know if that's going to be, I suspect what's going to happen is we're going to have a different one of these for each theme clue, but we'll just have to wait and see. So does that help? Okay, so plot points is certainly, it doesn't end with an S. It doesn't. Foci? I can never remember how that's pronounced. Or it could be loci, I suppose. Could be the plural of locus or focus, I think. Big box hardware chains. I'm just not sure. I'll leave that blank for now. Oh, Lowe's maybe? That sort of sounds familiar. Maybe that's it. And then, oh, should have looked at this. That would have been more straightforward. Fallopian tube traveler would be an ovum, an egg. And something to sleep on with no springs. I wonder if this means sleep on as in sleep on an idea or something. Maybe this is not how you spell Lowe's. This might be a different spelling of the same name, or maybe it's a different name. I don't know. Country's okay, that looks more right than WLI. Country's Eli Young Band. I don't know that, but that sounds very plausible. And okay, something to sleep on with no springs is a waterbed. There we go. Nothing punny going on. Stop the clock is just something time. And aptly named Ski Town in Utah. Aptly named, maybe it's Alta, so suggesting high up if it's a ski town. I'm not actually sure, but that's my guess. Oh, so are sophisticated ladies madams? Why is that sophisticated in particular? I mean, madams was my first thought because of the M, but I don't quite understand. I mean, I suppose just in the sense that saying hello, madam sort of sounds sophisticated, perhaps. Compact disc. Compact disc. Oh, a mirror maybe. So this is clever. So the question mark again indicates a bit of wordplay, and this means in a compact, in a sort of little makeup. What do you call it if not compact? A little clamshell container. That's what I was trying to think. Might have a mirror in it to help you apply makeup. Okay. And it's a disc shape. Media journalist David Carr, also the late David Carr, I believe. And then backed financially. Actually, this looks like sported, but I bet we'll take the up out of it as part of the theme and turn supported, backed financially, into sported. Let's see. So what would that be? Something up. What can I guess what it might be in the other one? I don't know. I'm not going to waste your time. Let's just see. Prep for surgery. Oh, scrub up. Okay, I wouldn't have guessed that. Prep for surgery, or what to do as you enter the answer to the previous clue. You scrub up. You remove the letters up to turn supported into sported. Very clever theme today. Okay. Stop the clock. What is this? Stop time would be the obvious one, but you don't repeat ever, pretty much ever, unless there's something specific going on. You wouldn't repeat a word from the clue in the answer. So even though stop time is what I want this to be, it's certainly not the answer. Okay. Affiliated group of MCs as for Death Row Records. As for Death Row Records. What does that mean? It means, what it means is this is an example of that thing. Oh, a rap crew. Ah, there we go. So that's why it says as for. It's not referring to a specific crew. It's saying this is a category of thing. For example, with Death Row Records, a rap crew. Okay. And then they may join in a circle. I still don't. Orbs? Orbiting me or something? Model Campbell, don't know. Alex and Blank jewelry brand, I'm not sure about that either. Rum mixer. Cola, you could have a rum and Coke. Arcs may join in a circle. So an arc would be a segment of a circle. So they may join together to create a circle. Or as part of one. Alex and Ari, Alex and Annie, maybe, I don't know. Oh, Naomi Campbell? I'm not sure, actually, but that sounds totally plausible. Refine in a way. So it is actually with ores smelt. But I guess in a way, because we're referring to a particular process. So to smelt is to refine in a way, and then, to stop the clock is to call time, right, of course. You call time, you stop the clock. Lands in the ocean are isles, and this looks like it could be a verb, lands in the ocean, as in hits the ocean. But in this case, it's a noun, and you just have to figure that out from context of the crosses. Hot spot in the afternoon, say. You could have a spot of tea in the afternoon, maybe. Afternoon tea, which is probably what you mean if you refer to high tea. You probably don't mean high tea. You probably mean afternoon tea. Afternoon tea is the fancy one. So when people say high tea because they think the high means fancy, that's incorrect. It's afternoon tea. The high refers to the time of day and is actually a less fancy meal. Okay, it's said to be the art of recognizing when to be big and when not to belittle. Tact, I suppose. That seems fair enough. City whose name is Suin for good place to dig potatoes. Wow, I certainly don't know this. It's very interesting, though. What about this? Abstract expressionist Mark Rothko, the painter. News initials since 1958. UPI. United Press International, maybe? Could be something else. I'm sorry if so. Oh, this must be Topeka. Oh, that's interesting. Topeka, good place to dig potatoes. That's a great fact. I hope I remember it. Okay, to quickly heat up in a way. Here's another in a way. Nuke, to microwave something, as people often say, to nuke it, to quickly heat it up. ICU specialists and intensive care unit specialists are registered nurses, RNs, in the U.S. And Yellow Pages section after sound systems. Spas, I suppose. That's a funny clue. And they get high twice a day. Tides get high twice a day. Fair enough. Multiple of one. Twos? I'm not sure what that. Multiple of one. Not sure what that wants. Holy Roman Emperor beginning in 973. Otto the Second? Not sure. Actress Munn, Olivia Munn. I know of that actress. So, yeah, I was probably on the right track. It could be Otto the Second or Otto the Fourth, maybe. Workplace with no commute. A home office? Not sure. Four-time Hugo Award winner Frederick. Not sure. I think the Hugo Award is for science fiction, but I'm not very up on that. So let's keep looking. Potted ornamental. An aloe plant, maybe? Certainly one of the more common New York Times plant answers. Prom night booking. A limousine. Prom, the high school dance in the U.S. And biblical progenitor. Eve would be a progenitor of the human race in the Bible. And primitive kind of diet could be the paleo diet, the very sort of meat and vegetable-oriented diet. Okay, I still don't think this Hugo Award is suggesting anything to me. This does look like home. Oh, home. Is it home office and removing the ice? But home off doesn't really sound like a phrase, and these other things turned into actual words, so I don't think that's the answer. Constellation next to Ursa Major. Uh-oh. Well, I hope it's Leo, because I don't know. Frederick Pole. Boy, I don't know. There are some tough crosses in this grid. I'll have to just assume that's the case. I'll remember that I was unsure about this cross if the puzzle doesn't validate. Okay, what about this? One of Alcott's Little Women. Beth, right? I hope that's right. Snag could be to nab something, to snag it. Oh, multiple of one is a twin, I suppose. Multiple of one, twin. Is that just referring to twins, as in identical twins, that kind of twin? I'm not sure. I'm not sure if there's something I'm missing here. Anyway, it's clearly the answer, so we'll move on. Dramatic tango move. A dip is a dramatic dance tango move. And subject of job offer negotiations might be your pay. You might negotiate your pay. And blank. And yet, you might say. Oh. leave, or what to do as you enter the answer to the previous clue. So this is clearly take off. So it's not home ice. No, it is home. It is home ice. It's not home off, it's home ice because we've removed the off. What does that mean? Home ice. Well, this is Otto II, the Holy Roman Emperor. I don't think I get that one. Home. That must just be a phrase I don't know. Super duper is aces, perhaps. And better prepared, perhaps, is... I don't know. Just be oneself. I don't know that either. Sport in which you could use some pointers. Question mark. So I wonder if this is referring to pointers as a dog, breed of dog. So is there a sport that uses dogs? I mean, obviously, yes, but what is it? Anyway, great to hear. Oh, good, maybe? I don't know. That seems a little arbitrary there. I mean, not that it would be an inappropriate answer. It could be other things as well. Gold in them thar hills, e.g. It could be ore, gold ore. And retreat. I mean, it could be retreat as in to flee. It could be retreat as in a place to go, but I'm not sure. Secure could be to fasten. Oh, a den. Retreat in your home, maybe. To reckon is to figure something. And one of the pounds in a pound cake. Eggs? A pound of eggs? I didn't know that. I've always heard of a pound cake as being a pound of butter, but maybe it actually refers to more than one ingredient. That's new to me. Okay. The Hagia Sophia World Heritage Site in Istanbul. I've never been to Istanbul. I'd like to visit. Okay. Oh no, it's not pointers dogs. It's épée. Ah, that put me on the wrong track there. So it's pointers as in more physically pointing, and it refers to épée, the sort of fencing sport. And sword. Okay, flail at home plate, or what to do as you enter the answer to the previous clue. Strike out. And then brazenly disregarding. So we're going to remove, I'm assuming we're removing out and not strike. You could actually read this clue this answer either way. You could say this means remove the word strike, take strike out, or it means you could remove the word out. Now, I might be reading this in too cryptic crossword kind of way, because in a cryptic crossword, you could absolutely read those either way. But in here, it seems more likely that we're removing the word out. Anyway, brazenly disregarding. I'm not sure offhand. Psychoanalyst Freud, daughter of Sigmund. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'll recognize it when I see it. Marty Feldman's role in Young Frankenstein. I don't know. I haven't seen that movie in absolutely ages, and I don't remember it very well. There's an Igor character, and that fits in 4 letters, so maybe that's... Actually, I think his name is pronounced Igor in that film, maybe. Brazenly disregarded. Oh, right. Brazenly disregarding, so probably ing. I don't know still. Heaven forbid. And promise. This could be Anna or something like that. Concession stand morsel. I'm sort of running out of steam, aren't I? Concession stand morsel. Some kind of treat. Just be oneself. Oh, exist, I suppose. So in the most literal sense, to just be oneself, to do nothing more than to be oneself, is simply to exist. Prefix with skeleton, exoskeleton. In first place could be on top. And, right, so the concession stand mortal. What is this? I don't know, that's very annoying. Big name in Art Deco. It could be Erte, the artist, and pledge drive bags. Tote bags are often given away in pledge drives. School 50 miles west of 36 across. Okay, fortunately, the remaining letter is the most obvious one, which would be a U for university. So Kansas State University it must be. And home to the oldest continually operating university in the Americas, Peru. I think I knew that, although I don't think I would have been able to tell you cold without the crosses. Better prepared, perhaps. Oh, tastier. Very clever. Better prepared as in a meal has been prepared. So you've prepared a meal and it's tasty. Okay. Oh, this isn't limousine. I think I spelled limousine wrong. Anyway, prominent booking wouldn't be limousine. It would be limo ride. Boy, that was very misleading. So the concession stand morsel must be a raisinette, which is a chocolate-covered raisin, I think. And this could be Anna or Anya or Anne or I don't know. So to promise something is to swear it. So this could be most likely an N, could be a Y. It looks like an N. Heaven forbid would be God no. Okay, there we go. And NFL three-pointers. Field goals? I'm going to go out on a limb and say I think I know this sports answer. And brazenly disregarding. Why don't they see what this is? Temperature extreme would be low. So this is fling. So, fouling. Is that what it is? No. We're taking the word out of it. So, flouting. Right, flouting. Sorry. I kept forgetting about, okay, yes. To brazenly disregarding something is flouting it, and we are striking the out and turning it into fling. And there we go. All right, so fortunately did not have to return to that Pole Leo cross. I'm glad about that. So what a clever theme, and was able to basically narrow it down from this first one, disciples and cut in. I think I would have had much more trouble with that. Well, certainly on home ice. What is home ice? I just don't know what that is. Does that mean sort of ice an injury at home, or? Sorry about that. Anyway, I'm glad that wasn't the first one because I definitely wouldn't have understood it. But disciples coming from disciplines worked out very well with that cut in. I always enjoy a theme like this when the constructor has to provide sort of a new little rule and mechanism for each word. I mean, obviously, they're all performing the same operation, which is removing a word that is a subset of another word, and then, in turn, creating a third word. But we've done it with a unique word and a unique instruction each time. So we had cut in, scrub up, take off, and strike out. So we had in, up, off, and out. And that's also nice because those are all, I guess, prepositions, and they're all sort of the same kind. They're all sort of the same category of word, if you see what I mean. And so we cut in from disciplines to make disciples. We scrubbed up from to make sported. We took off from home office to make home ice, and we struck out from flouting to make fling. So very, very clever theme from Alex Rosen. A few tough crosses in this puzzle, I suppose. We had some proper noun crosses here with Annie and Naomi, Lowe's and Eli, Pole and Leo. That's probably more, Beth and Rothko, actually. That's more proper noun crosses than I usually like to see, to be totally honest. But some of them I knew, some of them I didn't, but was able to get the ones I didn't from crosses. So let me know how you fared with that. I'm curious. And how you fared with the theme as a whole. I think themes tend to be the most variable in terms of difficulty from person to person. How quickly you focus in on it and and determine what's going on. And I mean, part of that is simply practice. Well, I'd say the main part of it, I suppose, is practice and just developing that ability to recognize those kinds of things. But let me know how you fared if you thought this was a good one. I think it was a very appropriate Thursday theme, so well done to Alex Rosen. And with that, we can discuss the clues from yesterday's puzzle. And there were actually, I think, quite a few comments to read from yesterday's puzzle. So let's get right on to that. Okay. First off, a very quick clarification from Tom Orsman, who reminds me that SCUBA stands for Self-Contained Underwater Breathing Apparatus. So thank you, Tom Orsman. And GTDP explains hole cards in poker, which is a phrase with which I was personally unfamiliar, are the cards dealt to each player at the start of each hand. 2 in Texas Hold'em, 4 in Omaha, etc. So thank you. And then in a supplementary comment added some other useful Hold'em terms that could come up in future crosswords. In each hand, the first 3 community cards, the cards which all players use to form their 5-card poker hand, is called the flop. The 4th community card is the turn, and the 5th and final community card is the river. Each of those words can also be used as a verb, so you could have a perfectly valid, if odd-sounding phrase like, he rivered a deuce for a set. That is, a 2 was dealt as a river card, completing his 3-of-a-kind poker hand. So there you go. Thank you for that. So we have the flop, the turn, and the river. I will endeavor to remember this. Clara Clark explains regarding a clue about salicylic acid and the willow tree. The willow tree, in Latin salix, contains salicylic acid in the birch. Back in the days, it was ground and drunk as a tea to help against fever and pain. The taste was very bitter, and they later found that adding an acetyl group to the salicylic camouflaged the taste and made it easier to use as a medicine. Thank you, Clara. That's interesting. Zio R95 explains, an ohm is a unit of electrical resistance. Its inverse is known as the Siemens, the unit of conductance. The name mho, which is what I think I sort of remembered that yesterday, MHO, used to be considered an alternative for Siemens, being ohm backwards, but has fallen out of favor in most scientific contexts. Yes, I remember that mho has become sort of obsolete, but I couldn't remember what the proper word was, so thank you, Zio R95, for that. Eric Rabinowitz says, regarding the raised on a farm clue, whose answer was silo, I think they used raised as a misdirect, but in this case it's being used as a more literal adjective, in that silos, being towers, are raised above ground. I think you're right. I was too preoccupied with the idea of raising a barn that I failed to consider the other parts of speech that raised can be. So thank you for that, Eric Rabinowitz. Life is Boss explains, according to Google, logie is similar to a Dutch word, log or log, but uncertain if they're actually etymologically related. To be clear, the definition of logie is heavy or sluggish. Yes, that was a word with which I was personally completely unfamiliar. I looked it up in the Chambers Dictionary, which, if you're curious, is the sort of official dictionary of cryptic crossword solving. And it said it's a mainly American term. I had actually never heard it used, so logie, there you go. Dances with Logic on the topic of logie says, I remember logie from an early episode of The Simpsons. Lisa was helping Bart train for an important mini-golf game and steered his game day breakfast choices with, steak will make you logie. So there we go. I don't know. I suppose that must be a common enough word, but it was new to me. Anyway, there we have it. That's the crossword for Thursday, May 19th, and some clues from yesterday's Wednesday puzzle. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Please do subscribe to the channel if so, and come back tomorrow for the Friday puzzle, the first themeless puzzle of the week, of course. So yes, do join me then. But until that point, please do have an excellent remainder of your Thursday. Take care.